Hey everyone, Alan with the Magic Minute here, where we take tricks and turn them into real magic. I go over deck reviews and tutorials and all kinds of really cool stuff pertaining to the world of magic and learning magic. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd entice you to hit that little subscribe button, that little bell icon, so you're notified every time you get a new video. Also, hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment down below. This week I want to know about what you guys want to see more on this channel, or maybe some stuff that you are missing on other magic channels that you'd like to see somewhere. Maybe you give me an idea for something that hasn't been done before. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the breather crimp. This is a very useful technique for using it as a key card or for uncutting a deck of cards or being able to cut exactly where you want to in a deck of cards. It works fabulously with the Cy Stebbins stack and the Charlier shuffle that I showed in earlier videos this month. I'll leave little cards up here to links to those videos if you missed them. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the breather crimp. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you a breather crimp. I'm going to use a court card for this. It's a good idea to usually use a court card because of the pattern that's across the entire face of the card. It really helps cover the creases in the paper. So let's show you what this looks like. It's really easy to do. You can have a breather crimp go one of two ways. You can have it either domed this way or this way. You'll see what I mean in a second. But for this, I'm going to do it like this. And see, what I'm doing is I'm creating like a V with my fingers, my index and middle finger, and then I'm pressing my thumb in between that V and I'm stroking the card through it from center to the corner. And I'm going to do that on actually all four sides. Some people just tell you just do it just like that in a diagonal, but I think that it looks more even and is less suspicious if the whole card is done in that fashion, because it doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like it's folded in half. It doesn't look like an obvious crimp. Okay, so now we have this nice little pop snapple kind of cap function to this card. I don't know if you can hear this in the microphone. You got a nice little pop there. And it doesn't have to be very big of a gap. In fact, the more flat it is, the more natural it will look. You may not be able to tell that in the camera, but that's got a nice X crease through both corners like that. And so this creates a nice snapple. I keep using that word, but that's kind of what it is. You put it in there, you're going to see that the deck is going to want to separate exactly where that card is. That's the Queen of Hearts right there. And if you know that, well, you can know lots of other stuff too, right? You can use this as a key card. I think we talked about these a little bit on the channel, but let's say you have the Queen of Hearts on the bottom there, okay? And this is the card we're going to try to find. So let's say that is cut into the deck. You know the Queen of Hearts is on the bottom, or was, so now it's one card directly above the selected card. You know that's the Queen of Hearts, so the card next to, or right below it, will be the Six of Diamonds. Now, if I wanted to use it in that technique, what I'd really want to do is I'd want to bend the creases probably the other way, like this. So we had the Snapple Dome going the opposite way, and we'll see what that looks like, right? If we had the Queen on the bottom, the Seven of Hearts, let's say we cut the Seven of Hearts into that bottom, or into the deck. What's going to happen now is you're going to want to try to be able to lift up the Queen when you cut, if you're doing it that way. And so you know that card will be the 7. You can do this with a stack of aces. You could put creases into all of the aces and then be able to find them one at a time with a cut. All kinds of really cool techniques, but it keeps you in track of a card without any obvious deformation to the cards. It can be done in seconds. You can do it in front of people. They won't know what you're doing. I use an app called Tempest by Illusionist. This is an app for smartphones, and it allows you to do a number force, and it is tied to playing cards, so you can force any card or you can force a number for any card that's called for. It's a really cool app, and I will leave a link for that down below. It's not affiliated or anything, but I really like it a lot. But if you want to use, say, the Cy Stebbins stack with that, you have to be able to know where the Cy Stebbins deck starts. And the Cy Stebbins stack actually starts with the Six of Hearts. That's just traditionally what it is. So if you were doing that trick, you'd have to make sure that the 6 was on top, and then you could calculate, or let the app calculate where the called for card is in that stack, because that never changes. So really useful for a lot of stuff. I use breather crimps quite a bit actually for different things, just usually like finding cards and even being able to find them out of a shuffled pack. A really useful technique. Play around with it, play with which way you put the creases, and what you can do with being able to find the cards. You'll find it's really easy to do. This deck is quite old, and so like all the cards are creased, but you're just kind of lifting very gently, and it usually will cut to see the breather crimped card. And it passes pretty close inspection. This was used by gamblers, so you probably can't even see anything in that video there. Now I've got a lot of light here, but you probably can't even see that there's any kind of crease in the card. It's very, very, very subtle. Will fly by a lot of people. Allows you to keep track of cards, lets you cut to this card, and to uncut decks. Very, 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 very useful. Hope you guys enjoy it. Play around with it. I'm sure I'll talk about more on this channel, some other things you can do with it in future videos. If you want to see more videos like this one, subscribe to my channel. I got that little subscribe button right down there, that bell icon. If you hit that bell icon, you're notified every single time I upload a video. If you don't hit it, you may miss an episode or two whenever I'm uploading. So if you want that little reminder whenever I put something up, that's the one to hit. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. This week I'd like to learn a little bit more about what you guys want to see. I put a video up a little bit earlier and asked what kind of things you want to see. I need direct feedback. I want to hear what you guys like, what you don't like, and how I can improve. So thank you guys very much. Have a very happy new year, and I will see you guys next week. Cheers.